Oh, oh, look at that. We got one. Looks like we're staying longer. Because it's definitely, whoa. Oh, yeah, we got him.
Fucking go on, lad.
That's a nice one, that. Well, welcome back, everyone. And as you can probably tell, we're on the beach for a change. We got a float, we got some bread, and we're in a dock. So that means one thing. We are mullet fishing. And this morning we were at Barry Dock, which is, you know, an incredibly famous place for its mullet fishing, as well as the bass. But the mullet fishing, it's been very famous for years. So we are here on a very still morning, and we're going to try and catch a few. Conditions are absolutely perfect for mullet fishing. The dock is just so still, as you can tell. And it's my, well, I'd say my first, it's my second go mullet fishing in here this summer. The first attempt was about 2-3 days ago when I tried to do a video, but we had the rain. I'm actually getting a lifter straight away. It's literally my first cast. I got a bite straight away. Oh, oh my God. I got one on my first cast. How's about that? Well, welcome back to another video. You join me about, oh, there's a big bass behind it. There's like a 4 or 5 pound bass behind it. Where's my net? Oh my God, what's going on? My first cast. I need to get this camera set up a bit differently. So I haven't even had a chance to explain much. All my stuff's in a bit of a kerfuffle, to be honest. That was a big bass behind it then. Oh, listen to that reel. I had my net set up ready just in case. I'm glad I did. But where's he gone? Oh, he's around that corner. It's not a big fish, but what a start though, guys. Unfortunately, you won't be able to actually see the fish much today because it's obviously straight down the edge of the wall. And just like that, we have gotten and caught ourselves a mullet in literally the first, I don't know, 5 seconds of fishing. So I'll bring you back to have a closer look. Well, guys, that was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. But I will say, I have had that a lot of times down here where I've caught one literally straight away. Because I got down here, chucked the ground bait in, which I'll give you a look later at, and I give it about 10-15 minutes before I even made the cast. By the time I set the depth of my float, which I'll also run you through how to do in a bit, and then set the camera up, so that gives it a chance for the mullet to move in on it. But, you know, by no standards that a decent sized mullet, that is quite small. But welcome nonetheless, especially first cast. A lovely thick lip mullet from Barry Dock. Now that is, for the dock, that is small. A lot of the time the average fish can be to like between 3-4 pounds, something like that. So hopefully we're going to improve on the size. But I'm absolutely buzzing to get out my first cast. So yeah, there we go, guys. Happy days. Let's get them straight back, shall we? Well, obviously with having that fish so quick, I haven't even had a chance to explain anything. So float fishing today. This is pretty much the most common way of mullet fishing. I'm using my H2O rockfish rod. It's a 3 to 15 gram rod. It's only 7 foot, which is perfect for over the walls. You don't want anything too long because it's a bit of a struggle, because sometimes you'll fish right up tight to the wall. So having a long rod off the edge, it's a bit of a struggle. You've got to lean the rod right up in the air to drop it straight down. So a short rod, it's just a bit more manageable. So on that, I've got a small 2500 little Shimano Stradic filled with 8 pound fluoro. Now you can go lighter, but there are a few snags in this dock, so I just like to have something slightly heavy just to withstand the rubbing of anything. So then I've got a float stop set with my plummet at the right depth, which I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going with a Drennan Giant Crystal, I think it's called, yeah, Giant Crystal. That needs 4.5 AA shots to get it down, which is 3.5 gram. and I'm running that down to 3 olivettes. So I got a 1.5 and then 2 1 grams. So like that, if you can see them there. I did run through this setup in quite a lot of detail when I done my how to mullet video about a month or 2 ago. And then I'm going down to a size 10 quarter mixer hook. They are my favourite mullet hook really. I just find they hold well. And then I got a float stop, but because you'll hear when I set that hook, when I got a bit of line back, you probably heard a bit of rubbing, and that was from where the float stop got caught in the eye and adjusted the actual depth of it. So a plummet is a little lead with a bit of cork on the bottom and an eye at the top, and this is to gauge the depth of the water you're fishing in. So you put your hook through, so it's sliding on your line, put your hook in the lead, so I'll overweight your lead and you flick it out into where you're going to be fishing, and then with it overweighting your lead, it's going to take it right down to the surface. I know you probably won't be able to see it now because it, like I said, you're fishing quite down underneath the wall. So that is right. So it's not actually that bad. Didn't really move it much. I will adjust it slightly. My float is just a little bit too high. So where's my float stop to? I'm fishing a tiny little float stop. Oh, there it is. So anyway, I'm going to get this all set up and bring you back when we get into those mullet. Now, before I have another cast from mullet, seeing as we've seen that bass, I'm going to have a quick cast of the lure. Now, another thing I will say, down here on Barry Dock, I never, no matter what I'm fishing for, I never come down without a lure rod set up, because there are some huge bass in here and you just never know where and when they're going to pop up. So, like, there was a bass that was probably about 4 or 5 pounds following that mullet up. I thought it was another mullet at first, then I seen it quite clearly with the water being so clear. So I'm just going to flick out a little white shad, let that sink to the bottom and give it a nice slow retrieve back, and see if we can also catch a bass today. I mean, mission's accomplished with the mullet. I know it's not of any size, but we can work on that. So it'd be nice to catch a bass as well today. So yeah, give this a slow retrieve. I don't really want to lure fish too much over where I'm fishing because I don't want to spook the mullet. I'm going to have one more cast and see, and then I'll get back to the mullet. Right, let's get back on the mullet. But I'm going to leave the lure rods just in the corner there, ready to go, just in case we see another bass. It's always ready to have a quick cast. So for the ground bait, I've just got about 5 or 6 loaves, all blended up in a food processor. And then I got a loaf of braces here for hook bait. Now, when you're actually putting the bread on the hook, I don't particularly put a huge piece on, because you will find when the bread gets wet, it will expand. Oh, drop it on the floor. It will expand and become a bigger bait in a sense, so don't need anything huge. And when they're feeding aggressively, sometimes a smaller bait just gets in their mouth quicker, which will result into you having a high chance of getting a quick hook up. So, right, well, for today I'm fishing a slight little bit further than what I would normally fish. That's purely for the fact of the dock's a bit low this morning, so I just want to fish in some slightly deeper water, because a lot of the time I'll fish just on my right hand side here, but I can see the bottom, especially with my Polaroids on. So I don't want to fish in water where they could potentially see me, because it's surprising the eyesight in a mullet, they're amazing. Right, so that floats there. Well, that first mullet I had, give a lifter, and then the float just bombed off. So we'll give that a little bit there. And then, I got a little pull then. What I will do sometimes with the mullet fishing, I'll adjust the depth of my float depending on the bites I'm getting. Because sometimes I quite like it right on the bottom, where the float is actually not sat in the perfect position. It's actually lifted up slightly where the bottom lead is on the floor, and the float is up slightly on a slight angle. And then, here we go, there's a bite. And the bites you'll get from that will be a lifter, and then it'll just shoot straight off a lot of the time. And I find sometimes mullet tend to pick up the baits a lot more confidently when they're hard on the bottom, which is why I fish a different method, which I'll show you in a little bit. I'm getting a few bites now that are smelts by the looks of it. Little sharp aggressive tugs, only little small things, because there's a lot of little small sand smelt in here. Loads of little tiny mullet, as you could imagine, and a whole load of other species that will have a go at my bread. As you may have noticed, when I had that mullet then, I took it round the corner. When I got it in the net, I didn't stay in the same spot I hooked it in. And I was good. I would have explained it, but to be honest, it caught me a bit off guard, that fish, so quick. So what you'll find with the mullet, they'll come through in shoals and they'll be all feeding, and they're known for it massively of being easy to spook. So if you hook a fish and stand in the same spot and land it over where you're fishing, you'll find you'll spook the rest of the shoal. So what is the best thing to do is hook the fish, and as quickly as you can, just move it away from the rest of the fish that haven't been spooked. So I normally have my net set around the corner there. So I'll hook the fish, and as quickly as I can, I'll take it round. And same, sometimes I'm fishing even on the beach. I find that it's quite an effective method to not spook the rest of the shoal. There's a little bite then. Come on, be a mullet. It's lifting it. Getting a lifter. That's a mullet bite all day long. Lifting it. Come on. Probably quite hard for you to see, but that float lifted right up then. That's quite a typical mullet bite, that, having the lifter. Now what you'll find quite a tempting thing to do is, especially when you're fishing somewhere like this with a lot of opportunities, is to flick your float out, lean your rod on the railing and have a cast with the lure while you're waiting for the bites. But you'll find you'll miss a lot of fish, because with a mullet, you got to react quite quick to the bites. So you are much better off just reeling your rod in, just leaving it aside, and then having a few casts with lure. And sometimes just reeling your rod in can help, because it just sort of chills out your spot you're fishing, because they do get spooked by your line dropping down all the time. So reeling your rod in for 5-10 minutes every now and then can sort of make a bit of a difference. So I'll do that in a bit. I'll give this another sort of half an hour, I think, of fishing, and then I'll reel in and I'll have a few casts with the lure again. But yeah, I don't really like to put the rod down when I'm mullet fishing. Like I was saying, there's some big fish in here, so the opportunity for a big fish is quite high. I mean, myself, I've had them to 7 pounds. Yeah, look at that lifter straight away. That was definitely a mullet. Should have struck at that really. If he lifts right up again, I'll strike it. But I've had mullet to 7 pound 3, I think the biggest one is that I've had, which is a very big fish. I know a few a bit bigger. I've seen them in here, huge. I'm quite confident to say there's a double figure mullet in here. I don't know anyone that's caught one. But yeah, so when you're thinking on that sort of standard, you want to make sure you make the most of every bite. And what I do every now and then is just chuck a few little small bits of, a few little handfuls of spread in. And with the blitz bread, because it's so fine, you can't just throw it out as it is. So just give it a good little squeeze in your hand, hits the water, and as you can see, it just crumbs up nice. And you'll see now the swan goes up to it, and they can't really eat much of it because it's so fine, it just breaks up and just goes everywhere. So many little fish down there, I can see them around the bread. A lot of little smelting, probably baby mullet. They are probably what is giving us a lot of little bites. Because surprising how decent of a bite a little smelt will give you. We've had bass on bread in here as well, so you'll be surprised you will catch. Don't you dare, nope. Nope. See what I mean? I don't like these swans. Almost grabbed my bread, that neck almost reached all the way down and grabbed it. Well, I did, in that exact situation before, I did hook a swan And as you could imagine, you got flats basically overlooking you at all times, and having a hooked swan going nuts didn't really have the best reaction. I tried to get it away from his face as quick as I can as soon as I just put his head down. I was a bit too late, so I literally, as quick as it done it, I just bit the line and it just sort of left. Yeah, see, it's going to be a pain now to get a baiting with him here. Tell you what I'll do. Let's chuck a bit of bread out the way. Chuck a bit of bread over there. Oh, and of course the seagull comes down and nicks it. Here we go. Go on, go and grab it. There we go. Fishing. That's why I always keep the crust and stuff on the side, because if a swan does come round, you can distract it to get a bait in. Here we go. Straight away, look. Right, let's get that fish around the corner. Right, so I've hooked that fish. It just wants to go back over to where I hooked it. You want to fish a fairly light drag as well with the mullet. That's the sound we like to hear, people. Yeah, you want to fish a fairly light drag to not pull the hooks. And if you needs be, is that about? Oh yeah, like I said, I got the bass will take your bait, or will take your bread, and that's exactly what I got. A little small bass. Not what we wanted on bread, but definitely welcome. Yeah, you want to fish a fairly light drag and just I'll use my little finger on the side of the spool to apply more pressure if needs be. Although it's a small fish, you want to rag it in and just pull the hooks on it. I don't need to net a fish this big, but I will do just to get it on camera for you guys to see. Little baby Barry Dock bass. We're fishing in the nursery today, I tell you. I'm confident we'll get something of a better size. Well, at least he hooked himself well. Because I have found, because bass just inhale bait so much, you do deeply hook them when you're fishing tiny little hooks. But this one is just on the corner of its mouth, which is perfect. That's the hook out. Here we go, little schoolie bass. Oh, almost. Let's get my thumb in his mouth. There we go. Again, no giant for the dock, but a lovely little schoolie bass. I send it straight back. Gone like a missile. Right. We need something of a better size now. Something that's going to really take some line. Can't lift it straight away. No. No. You can see why they're known as a very, 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 very frustrating fish. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Lovely lift on that one. Let's move that camera. That's a slightly better one, I think. It's a better mullet than the last one we had. It's not really doing a lot. What I'm going to do, I'm going to loosen the drag to let it sort of run out a bit if it wants to get past this other line. Move all my stuff out the way. Yeah, it's definitely a better fish. See if I can get the camera closer, shall I? There we go. That should be a decent view. So never have your drag set too tight. Look at that go. Oh, just like that, pull the hook. There's a shame. That wasn't a good way to end that fish. Pull the hook on him. Let's try again. Well, unfortunately we pull the hooks on that one, but that is a part of mullet fishing. Don't be disheartened if you do pull the hooks on them. It's not uncommon. It's a very easy thing to do because the lips are so soft. It's a shame it was a slightly better fish. It was probably in the £3 bracket, that one. Didn't really do a lot. It's been fairly quiet. I mean, when I hooked that fish earlier on, I lost it. It has been quite quiet since. So I put more bread in. I left it for a bit. Got a bite now, but there's just so many smelt on there. They're on it straight away. But yeah, I give it a rest for a bit. I haven't really been fishing for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to give it another, probably about half an hour, 40 minutes at the most. And if I haven't had one in that time, I'm either going to make a move to a different part of the dock and potentially catch some wrasse, little small ballons and corcoranes, or go and get some more bread, blitz it up, and come back this evening and sort of continue the video this afternoon. So I'm not sure quite what to do. Right, so it's gone fairly quiet over the past sort of 40 minutes to an hour since I pulled the hooks on that last fish. So I'm going to make this my last cast now, and then my plan is to move further down the dock and see if we can find any wrasse. They're not particularly big. When you have got a chance of catching a decent one, but they're very few far between the bigger fish in here. Oh, there we go. Just as I was about to say to leave. Oh, that's just what we want. That's a bit of a better fish, that one. Right, just to make sure we get this in, because we're planning on leaving, I'm just going to get it up here and net it. Wow, listen to that go. That's not good.
Bass, yeah?
Mullet.
Oh, nice, bro.
Yeah.
We'll be fighting him for a while, bud.
Yeah. Another powerful fish.
He's massive. Look at him.
What do you want, bread?
Yeah.
Ew. Gives better luck than that. Got a imagine getting beat.
Oh, nice to get him so quick. Oh.
Almost.
There was a guy up there the other day fishing for about 20 minutes on one.
Was he?
Yeah, fair play to you, mate.
There we go.
Look at him, he's so cute.
Happy days. Well, how's about that? Thankfully, there's a guy with his daughter playing football on the street then. He moved the camera for me, which was nice of him. But I thought it was a bigger fish when I first hooked it. But I'm more than happy to catch that one because it's been quite tough over the past hour or so. And these are the size of fish that I thought were down there, because these are quite tricky to hook, these little ones. But there we go. Another lovely little Barry Dock mullet. I absolutely love the look of these fish, and you can see why they fight well. Look at the size of that tail. In proportion to the size of the fish, they have got huge tails. Nice colours with the stripes down them. Absolutely buzzing. Well, seeing as there's obviously mullet moved back in, I'm going to keep fishing for another about half hour maybe, and hopefully try and get into another one, and hopefully one of a better size. So happy days. Let's get them back. Right, let's send them back. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong, you can just drop them in, but it's always nice to try and get them back a bit more better. So just use the net and just put them back, and he's gone straight away. Nice. Right, Looks like the mullet are back after quite a long time of being spooked, I think. So I'm going to have another couple casts now and see if we can get ourselves a slightly better fish. Well, I was thinking of making a move to target some of the wrasse species in here, but as I had that mullet, I thought, I think we'll stick it up for a bit longer and see if we can catch ourselves another one, and hopefully a better one. Well, this is officially my last cast on this spot, unless I either hook a mullet or have a decent bite. This seems a decent fish. It's getting quite tricky because there's a shoal of mullet that are about 4 to 6 inches long, and they keep coming along and grabbing your bait as it's sinking down. But yeah, I'm going to make this my last cast unless I have a decent take or hook a fish, and then we're going to make a move and try and see if we can find any wrasse to end the video on. I was just going to end it here, but I got worm there. It's lovely conditions this morning. Oh, look at that, we got one. Looks like we're staying longer. Let's try and get that fish to come round. Now everyone cross their fingers that it's a better fish, because it's definitely, whoa, did you see that? I think we got a better fish on, guys. It's wanting to go over into the shallows, but yeah, seems a better one. I'm going to play this fish very gently because I don't want to pull the hooks on him. Yeah, bigger fish. Definitely bigger fish. When you're playing the mullet, always try and have the rod away from the rest of your forearm. If you hold the rod and lay the bottom of the blank along your forearm, there's a lot of pressure on the fish, so when they take little runs, playing it off the wrist is a lot better because a lot less pressure and the rod can obviously absorb the lunges a bit better. He's going again. I think this is quite a decent fish, this, you know. But like I said, I'm playing it very gently because you can't rush these things because the lips are so soft. You put too much pressure and you will pull the hooks, like the fish earlier on. But don't get me wrong, I've had them where they're deeply hooked and you would never pull the hooks on a fish like that. But I'm going to play this nice and gentle because I really want this one on camera for you guys to see. It's definitely bigger than the last one, I'll say that for sure. I've just moved on to the other side of the pontoon now because it's taking me all over the place, this one. He's up on the surface. I think I'll slide the net down now. It's not massive, but it just won't give up. More than big enough for me. Is he going to pop his head up now? Look. Come on, come right up. No, he's a nice one. Come on.
Fucking left, bro. He didn't let that bit up by there, did he?
He didn't, did he?
No. Oh, fuck. Nice fish. Oh, bro, that's a nice fish.
Oh, yeah, we got him.
Fucking go on, lad.
That's a nice one, that.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Oh, no, that's a nice fish, huh?
Yeah, it is.
That's a decent one. Get the scales off that one. We got him. The longer it went on, I was like, oh, are we going to lose it? How's he hooked? Just set my foot, man. Well, he was hooked pretty well. Right, let's get on. Right, well, I'm glad you got that one in the net. Take that float off so it won't break it. Nice one, that. Hooked right in the corner. He won't coming off. Give this one away, I think. Get the old waist sling on this one. Don't particularly like to put them in the corner. Don't like putting the scales in the gills because it just kills them. So if you're putting them back, use the weighing scale, the weighing sling. Not better off. Buzzing with that one, absolutely buzzing. Just what we came for. Right. What is he going to be? I'll have to stand up one up. 4.8. It's about half a pound, let's say 4 pound. 4 pound Barry Dock mullet. Or 4 pound. There we go, check that out. An absolute clonking mullet. You can see the lips on him, look. Or the rubbery lips. You see why they easily pull the hook on. But there we go, size of his tail. Absolutely solid fish. Made up with that. We worked hard for that one. An absolute lovely, lovely mullet. You know, some days they can't literally be the standard size you're getting, which is amazing, but that is a wicked way to end the video. But I'm not going to end it here. I'm going to have a couple more casts, I think. So what I might do, oh no, I'll drop it down the net. I was going to take the camera down the slope, but I don't want to obviously drop the camera in. It's quite slippery down there, so we'll get it back now in the net and keep on, see if we can get another one. Well, I think with that fish is a brilliant way to end the session, so I'm going to stay with the mullet for now, and then I'll do the wrasse as its own video one day, because I'm more than happy with this morning's result. So I'll give it another half hour at the most. I keep saying that and I keep catching one, so I'll keep saying it, half an hour and we'll leave. But I am buzzing with that fish then. I don't know, for ages, just didn't want to give up. You can fight them a lot heavier if you want to, but you do run such a high risk of pulling the hooks. So just play them nice and light, take your time. Oh, I had to bite then. That was a mullet. Oh, they're still there. Yeah, play nice and gently. Take your time, don't rush them, and eventually you'll get into the net. Right, so I think we are coming toward the end of another video. I was planning, like I said, to have a go for the wrasse, but I set out this morning just to do a mullet video, and I'm happy with the result we've had, so I'm just going to leave it as that for this session, and then I'll do a whole nother video one day on the sort of the mini species like the wrasse, potentially some little pollock and stuff, which would be quite a cool little video actually. So so I think we'll leave it as this one, because I'm starting to get a couple of bites now. So you never know, we do have a chance of getting another mullet really. Well, I'm trying to end this video, I've got to be honest. I'm trying to leave, but I can't, because every single part of my brain is telling me to stay, have another cast, you might get another one. But I need to go. I've had what I come for, and just like that I've just caught me a mussel shell. But I am getting a few bites coming through now as well, and the swan's back. But I'm going to make this my last cast because this is my last slice of bread anyway, so I can't exactly stay much longer. But I did want to say before I end the video was, if any of you are interested in coming down here, even if you've fished the dock before and you just haven't had that good success and you're struggling to catch, because it can be a difficult place to fish if you're not doing the right thing. The best thing, like, I'm more than happy to answer anyone's questions. I'm always happy to. But the best thing I will advise is taking a trip up to Holton Road Angling in Barry and speaking to Daniel Crump. He's not there every day, so it's always worth phoning up to check when he is there and being there when he is, because out of all the people I've known and fished with, he is without a doubt the most experienced angler I've ever met to fish the dock. So, and not just the experience, the actual knowledge and the success rate he's had. And he's brilliant with people fishing the dock, where he'll run you through all the setup you need. Even if you take, like, say you got a rod already, just take it up with you with your setup that you would normally use, and he could change it and tweak it to how he thinks would be a better way of fishing it. Or if you're completely new to fishing, he's got starter kits in there. As I got a bite now, he's got a starter kit, so he can set them up with you, which is brilliant. Not many shops allow that. Well, not allow it, but offer that service. I really couldn't advise it anymore. So so yeah, if you are interested, head up to Holton Road Angling. I'll put the address in the description below. But even if you just go on the internet, they got a Facebook page as well. But it's Daniel Crump. Even just find him on Facebook, give him a message, see when he's at the shop, give him a call or something. But yeah, I'll put the address to the shop in the description below to hopefully make it a bit easier for you. But I'm just getting a bite again. Oh, it's so hard to leave. But yeah, head up to Holton Road Angling, speak to Daniel Crump, and I've got every bit of confidence that he'll put you on the fish, because he helped me a lot when I first started fishing this place. Oh yeah, that's definitely a bite off a mullet. Oh, why can't I just leave? I should have been home by now, to be honest. I got some things I need to get sorted for today. But it's hard when the fish are feeding, isn't it? There's always one more cast. Always one more cast. Well, my mics are running out of battery, so I physically cannot film for much longer. And I just missed a very good bite then. I'm surprised I missed it, to be honest. I wasn't really paying attention, I don't think. I was watching the swans over there for some stupid reason. But yeah, my mics are running out now, so I'm gonna have to make this my last cast on camera and end the video here. So quite happy with the way it's gone this morning. I'm glad we had that nice one, because obviously it's just I was happy to show you a decent sized fish in here. And yeah, like I said, if you are interested in coming down here, definitely would advise you heading up to Holton Road Angling to speak to Daniel Crump, for him to put you on all the right sort of methods and baits and everything. And yeah, it's been a very enjoyable video to do this one. Nice and light fishing. Caught a few fish along the way. And yeah, I'm gonna go home now, edit this video, get it ready to put up for you guys to see. So as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.